first guest. Come on.
So
let you settle in a bit.
Let's chat about you, I guess.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, this is a welcome to your life show.
Good.
But no, so you've just recently actually arrived in Toronto, yeah?
A year ago.
A year ago.
Last year.
Now we go way back. You've actually been a big supporter of I guess our initiative, our brand xconnect,
Yep.
As well as our agency Third Ocean. I guess May of last year, you were a big part of Sports Connect,
Right.
And you weren't even in the city.
I came just for that. But no, I was not. I was still down in Connecticut.
And now you've stayed.
That was it. I saw how good that was, and I decided I needed to be back in Toronto.
So what was it that prompted you, because we didn't know each other, you didn't know anyone on our team, what prompted you to want to get involved?
Essentially, I saw a call out on Twitter saying anybody in Toronto interested in social media and sports should get in touch with you guys. We had a couple guys on the ground here. A good friend Dave, who you know as well, kind of said to Dave, meet up with these guys. Big time wants to be involved with this. While I was down in the States, I knew we were going to come back to Toronto, and I kind of used social media as a way to pave that road up and kind of figure out what was happening in Toronto and see what was going on. So I saw that was coming up, and I figured it would be a really good way to help bring us back into the scene.
Good stuff, and you helped us build the website.
Yeah.
And since then, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 websites.
A few websites, yeah.
that you've generously built for us, and we now consider you a partner in basically everything that it is that we do. So talk to us a little bit about what does Big Time Design do? From the name of it, sounds like you guys just do design, but it's much more than that.
Yeah, so we're a design and development shop. We do a lot of design from branding all the way to print design, posters, that kind of stuff, logos, all of that, as well as development. So we do Facebook apps, website development, UI, UX dev, and we also build out products. So we have a number of products on the go. Essentially, we have an idea, spec it out, see if it has some legs, and we start to build. And it's been a really good growth for the organization.
Now, it seems every time we meet, you've got a new product. You whip out your laptop, and I'm expecting, okay, what's this new shiny toy you're going to show me today? And I want to talk about that, but I guess a step back, what's the idea behind, the way that you make money is that, you've got client work to do. What is it that prompts you to say, I want to develop a product?
Well, a lot of times we'll talk to our clients and talk to friends and just look at what's going on around us, and something will hit like, oh, that's a problem that needs to be solved.
Yeah.
Or that's something that we're interested in and we would like it to do something different or work better.
Yeah.
And then we kind of sit down and hash it out, whiteboard it, put up a lean canvas.
Yeah.
And break it down. Talk to as many people as we can to see if the idea has merit.
Yeah.
And is worth kind of building out. And then once we get to that stage, that's when you start to put some resources behind it, flesh out some timelines and a roadmap, and start building out that way.
Yeah.
Another thing that I've really enjoyed, and especially it's really really great to be in Toronto for this, is to be able to partner up with other organizations.
Yeah.
So we have our core set of skills,
yeah.
and we like to work with what we like to work with. We're good at a lot of things.
And what you're strong at.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
You go with your strengths. In Toronto, there's lots of people that are really good at their strengths. So to find out different partners to snap in, to be able to work on a lot of different products and projects and ideas at a time is really the way to go.
Interesting. So one of these products that you've come up with is Pulse.
Yep.
And I think that's the first time I met you.
Yeah. We demoed.
Yeah,
Pulse.
you and Dave
Yep.
sat down at a Starbucks, and you thought I wasn't paying attention.
Well, you're on your BlackBerry typing away, and I didn't realize you
I
were
was taking notes.
Yeah, I thought you just were so important that you didn't have time for us.
I'm busy BBMing. So what was the impetus behind Pulse?
Well, with Pulse, we were just every morning I'd wake up and go to my computer, and I'd have a ton of emails, and a lot of them I've signed up for fine, but I didn't want brands contacting me just through email.
Yeah.
You go on Twitter, and if you follow brands, half the time you're going to either miss the tweets or they don't have anything to do with you. So they're tweeting about something, Dell at that time was the best because they had 56 different Twitter accounts. You know, you could follow Dell printers or Dell laptops or Dell laptop deals.
Yeah.
That just didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of legwork just to send out specific communications. And then on Facebook, whenever you would like a brand or whatever, it would just populate in your feed. And I like my feed to be clean. It's for my family and friends and to see what's going on.
Sure.
But I didn't really want ads in there. So we built Pulse as a way for brands to communicate with us the way we wanted to be communicated. So with the content we wanted and the channel we wanted, which in turn makes it much more like my likelihood of clicking through or sharing that information is much higher. So they're hitting somebody who wants that information and is going to act on that information.
Interesting. So what essentially is Pulse all about? If someone's watching right now and they go, okay, I understand the problem that he had. You know, what does Pulse do for a company? What does it do for the company's, I guess, customers?
So Pulse allows a company from one form to send out messages to Facebook, Twitter, SMS, email, and RSS. And from that, you send a short form message attached with a link. And instead of just broadcasting that to the whole wide world and hoping that you get impressions or other vanity metrics, it gets sent as a direct message. So in Facebook, it gets sent to a specific app.
Yeah.
In Twitter, it gets sent as a direct message. Emails and SMS is obviously direct.
Yeah.
And RSS is a unique feed. Now, from the customer side, they get choice and control over the type of information they want.
Yeah.
So by group, you choose what group you want.
Yeah.
And by channel. So if you want to contact this brand on Twitter, you only sign up with Twitter. If you want Facebook, and so on.
So as an example, I guess, use Dell as an example of, so many accounts that they had.
That's right.
So if I was interested in, let's say, a specific Dell product, then I could say, okay, Dell, I only want to hear about your netbooks, and send me a DM to this Twitter account.
Yeah.
So anytime Dell has a message about netbooks, I know that that's what the message is about, and I know it's going to come to my Twitter account.
That's right.
So there's more of a chance that I'm going to open that message or go to that link.
Exactly. And every time you click on that link, we send and capture relevant data.
Yeah.
So back for Dell, they'll know that Kareem Kanji clicked through from Twitter to that page. And I mean that link could be anything. It could be a cart full of a netbook, a printer, and software.
Sure.
So all you have to do is click buy, and you're already purchasing.
Interesting.
It can be a PDF, it can be a Facebook page, it can be whatever you want. So there's a lot of different and really unique ways that the brands can use.
So what so there's a lot of people are still doing email marketing, and I think it's still a viable tool, if done properly. And of course, there are very successful companies out there like Blue Sky, Factory, MailChimp, Constant Contact. So there are products out there that are helping brands to connect with their clients, via email. I don't know if you have any stats in terms of what the success ratio of opening an email through an email campaign is versus people participating, in I guess a Pulse campaign.
So I mean, we've had quite a few clients who have had much better results through Pulse. And don't get me wrong, email is here to stay.
Sure.
And we think that Pulse can be a good add-in to an email marketing campaign.
Yeah.
I mean, even MailChimp and all those guys, they're adding social share and social broadcast when you send out your email. So they know that social is the way to go.
Yeah.
And email has to fit in with that. Your entire marketing solution has to be together.
Yeah.
So what we found is that if you're hitting anywhere between 10 and 14% on your email as an open rate, like you're doing great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
That's the standard of doing amazing.
Yeah, that's doing really well.
Yeah.
We're getting anywhere between 30 to 50%
on Pulse.
Click-throughs.
30 to 50. Okay.
Actions.
Yeah.
On pulses that are sent out. Some clients are doing better, some clients aren't doing as well.
Yeah.
But a lot of times that has to do with the type of message and the frequency as well. So, I mean, we have a couple clients who they send out messages, say, once or twice a week, and those click-throughs are extremely high because people are ready and willing to take that information and act on it.
Yeah. Now, can a brand or a company see which users are doing what, or what sort of privacy initiatives do you have in place?
So again, Pulse really tries to sit in the middle between customers and the brands.
Okay.
So we try to offer as much value to both as we can.
Okay.
Privacy is a huge concern.
Yeah.
So we don't actually share the unique usernames
Yeah.
with those brands.
Yeah.
However, we do let them dive in and see how many users are using what channel and who's been clicking through.
Mm-hmm.
We don't allow them to connect back to those people through our system directly, because that's not what has been opted in.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can definitely see that. So if the majority of your people are clicking through on Twitter, maybe you should throw some more marketing dollars at your Twitter campaigns. If there's more people on Facebook, which we were so surprised about. Like, the numbers on Facebook are just staggering, just because there's so many people on Facebook.
True.
People should probably focus some efforts on their Facebook campaigns.
Yeah. What sort of interesting data have you found in terms of, where are people asking their messages to be sent? What tool has the biggest open rate?
So Facebook is still huge.
Okay.
That's where most people want their information, especially when they see that it comes in as a private app.
Okay.
And it's not on their wall.
Okay.
As soon as they've noticed that, then it's really big. We get a lot of social sharing through Facebook and Twitter, obviously.
Sure.
Twitter probably has the best open rates. So
Okay.
the people, when they get the DM, they definitely
they're clicking on that.
Yeah, they definitely click
Okay.
on that. And
Interesting.
email is still big.
Yeah.
People still like getting emails.
Sure.
And our emails are a little bit different. They're still a short form message, so
Yeah.
140 characters plus the link.
Okay.
So it's a nice tight email. You know exactly what it's about.
Yeah.
You don't have to scour through. It's not like 5 different articles in one email.
Yeah.
And it really helps to supplement a normal email campaign.
Interesting. So what's the future of Pulse? What are you looking to do with it?
We're adding on a bunch of new features. The
Okay.
roadmap's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
We've added to some unique clients. They wanted some premium LinkedIn messaging, so we've added LinkedIn.
Oh, interesting.
It's a much smaller pool. We're going to be adding LinkedIn sharing to our emails.
Okay.
That's already out there, and we're starting to talk about some campaign systems, so that branch level or location level people can help power the initiatives for the whole brand.
Interesting.
So that, say, a pub down the street,
Yeah.
they can kick out a Pulse.
Yeah.
It gets approved, or the messaging has been approved by a larger brand.
Head office or something.
Exactly.
Sure.
And then that can go out. So it's co-branded, but it drives people to that unique location, because that's where they want to be.
Oh, location-based couponing deals,
Kind of like that.
sort of thing. Interesting.
It's not like group buying or Groupon or anything like that.
You sound adamant about saying that.
There's a space for that, but we're not going to dive into that.
But what are your thoughts about group buying? So you have some clients,
yes,
in the group buying space.
I do.
Can we say who they are?
I do work with Wagjack.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Good.
Yeah.
And so, what are your thoughts about group buying?
If it's done right,
Okay.
and done in a way that benefits again, it has to benefit the customer and the merchant for the store.
Sure.
Then it can be great.
Okay.
My wife and I, she's on. She's a fiend. She loves the aggregators. She's on there all the time.
All right.
Trying to find the best stuff. And
Does she go on Dazzle.me?
I believe she does.
Okay, good. I just put that out there.
Shout out there.
We do a little bit of work for them. All right.
But we've noticed that there are deals that we know aren't going to work.
Okay.
That.
So, for example, you said if it's done right,
Yeah.
and then you say some deals aren't going to work.
That's right.
So what's wrong with group buying today?
Well, when a group buying service goes to a merchant and says, we're going to increase your sales, it's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
But they don't tell them the risks. I mean, there's significant risks if you don't have enough inventory.
Okay.
If you don't have enough staff. If you don't have any kind of customer care.
Yeah.
Behind that, well, then it's not going to work.
Sure.
If you put out, if you get 1,500 people that want appointments to your manicure salon,
Yeah.
and you have 2 people that can service them,
Yeah.
it's going to be years.
It's going to be years.
before people can.
And then usually that deal expires within a year.
That's exactly right. And
Yeah.
so then now it looks like you can't handle it.
Yeah.
People get upset.
Yeah.
They wasted money, and a lot of times the redemption policies mean you don't get a refund.
So who's at worst risk? Is it the group buying company? Is it the merchant? Like, who faces the brunt from the customer, do you think?
I think it's the merchant. It's the store level, because that's a person they can talk to.
Yeah.
Groupon's this website. Wagjack's a website. Those are kind of robots, right?
Yeah.
You don't get mad at the site.
Sure.
I mean, you should, because they've set something up that isn't going to work. But we've had experiences where stores have completely shut down, and you're done. Like you just can't.
You just got no more to sell.
Yeah, they can't. They have no product left.
Yeah,
they changed their store hours. They just completely wrecked it.
Yeah,
and I mean there have been some good services that have given us rebates or have given us credit.
Okay,
which has been great.
Yeah,
and that's the. But again, it's a flawed model. When you push these crazy deals all the time, it hurts somebody.
Yeah,
because there's a reason why.
So how do you make it? How do you make it right from the start? So when I go on to Dazzle.me and I buy something from a retailer there, how do I, how does the experience, or what needs to happen with the experience to make sure that that retailer, that merchant that I'm buying from, has the capacity and the ability to fill that order?
I mean, you kind of have to think about, it's a law of returns, right? So like, if you want an appointment with this place, or you want a side of beef, or you want a unique item that they might not have, you have to really think about that. I mean, you have to think before you buy. Yeah. Just because you have to assume that they haven't thought before they've opted into the service. Right? So, restaurants are great. Usually restaurants can handle the load. They'll spread it out. You can get your reservations, and it usually works out really well. Yeah. And to be honest, we've used lots of Groupons for restaurants, and we've gone back without them. Yeah. Because we've had a good experience. They've treated us well, and it got us in the door, which is what it's supposed to do. Yeah. I know my wife has had some struggles with some appointments for like hair salons and stuff like that. Yeah. And then we had a terrible experience with a butcher. Yeah. They ran out of meat. They couldn't handle the load, and we saw that they started doing multiple deals.
They kept on doing
them. Yeah. That's not sustainable. So I mean, really, the whole buyer beware thing really comes into play, and that's a shame, right? Because you want everybody to do, like, good deals are great, and you want the merchant to do well to keep being able to offer those deals. Yeah. I think another one of the things is that you want to try to, we always try to buy locally, like not just locally, like as in, Ontario or whatever. I mean, we're talking like in our neighborhood. If there's a group buy option in our neighborhood, we'll try to do it if it's something that interests us, because we can walk to it. It's something that we want to check out, and generally we'll go back if it's a good experience. Interesting. Good. Yeah.
So let's get back on track in terms of talk about some of the cool things that you guys are doing. So we talked about Pulse. I also talked about it seems like every time we meet, you've got something cool, something new, and something cool. What is it about ideas that really gets you excited?
Well, I mean, I'm an artist. I trained as a painter, so that's my real passion. And
you went to school to paint.
I went to school to be a fine artist, a painter. Yes.
In between the lines, or
no, outside the lines,
outside the box,
whatever, spray and paint here and there, outside the lines for sure. But I mean, that creative streak follows me wherever I go. Yeah, in anything that I try to do. Right, graphic design was a next step. Web design, all that stuff is just flowed in naturally. Sure. But as well with ideas. I mean, I think lots of people have ideas, and there's lots of talk about the idea is only worth so much. It's the implementation. Sure. But I think the idea could be the entire. It's not just a spark. It's not just, oh my gosh, this would be so cool, I want a time machine. Yeah. Well, that's a great idea, fun. But you have to spec that out. I mean, you have to add some knowledge to it, and then it gets a life of its own. I think that's the thing that's exciting to me. I like to see that spark hit. Yeah. And then I like to try to vet that, and try to find the roadblocks, and try to find the speed bumps, and solve those problems.
So what's the one of the more interesting ideas that has actually resulted in something that you've worked on or come up with?
Probably props.
Props.
PRO.ps. Okay. Working on that with the good, fine people at Bean Oceans as well. They're the development partner on that. Okay. It was an idea that I had a while ago through some friends of mine who were in a chat room. Okay. From university, and they used to give points to each other. Okay. They weren't really valuable, but they were, because you could only give 5 points a day. All right. And a lot of times the points were for a good burn in the chat room, or for a good link, or for sharing a funny image, things like that. Yeah. So. And
what did you do with these points, by the way, in the chat room?
Nothing.
Okay.
You can't do anything with them.
Sure. But just bragging rights.
That's exactly right.
Okay, cool.
You want points. Yeah. So I talked to those guys. I was like, hey, we need to spread this to the internet. Yeah. It should be. I want to be able to give props everywhere.
Everywhere. And you were actually calling it props back then?
No, it was just points.
Okay.
/P was because that was that's
okay.
how you had to do it in the chat room.
Okay.
Genius, like the developer behind it. Somebody's awesome. And so, yeah, I just started to break that out and try to see how that would work. And talk to a few friends, and a few new ideas came up with it. And the current iteration, which, again, talking to the guys at Bean Oceans and a few other partners, we came up with the idea to add the uniqueness to a URL, a shortened URL, so that can be tracked to the user, and the people who share the good content can get those props.
Okay.
Now, there's a lot of exciting stuff that's going to be coming out on props. Bean Oceans and Big Time are both really, really busy. We have our hands all over the place, but we can assure people that pro.ps, you should sign up because there's going to be some big stuff coming up soon.
So props, pro.ps.
pro.ps, yeah.
Okay, cool.
It also happens to be one of the best domain names.
So how do you get like a .ps?
You have relatives that live in Bethlehem, in Palestine. .ps is Palestine.
The Holy Land.
The Holy Land.
Okay. And are the rates in the Holy Land really holy, or like?
Well, they're not. They know they have something good there. .ps is a good extension, so they know that they can charge a little bit higher. Meetups has a .ps now.
Meetups.
Meetu.ps, right?
Nice.
Meetups. So yeah, it's a good extension.
Good, excellent. And there's another cool product that you're working on. So by the way, if you want to see a bunch of stuff these guys are doing, bigtimedesign.ca.
.ca.
And you can see some of the I guess dev work that you've done for clients, some of the design work that you've done, as well as some of the products that you're helping to build out.
That's right.
I met a interesting, I guess, partner of yours, Sammy.
Yeah.
And you guys are working on something called the Sample Bank.
Yeah, the Sample Bank.
So tell us a bit about that.
This is an idea that Sammy brought to me.
Yeah.
We'd met each other a little while ago through a mutual friend, and he's like, "This is something I want to build.
Yeah.
I need some nerds." He loves calling me nerds.
Yeah.
Like all the developers and designers nerds. He's like, "I need some nerds. I want to build this out." So essentially, what it is, Sample Bank is kind of like iStock Photo for samples.
Okay.
So
music samples.
Music samples.
Okay.
So musicians and people can record samples. Upload them. And then other musicians and hip hop artists and whoever can download those samples and their rights managed. So you pay $99 and you get the license to use that sample in your music.
Okay.
If you use that sample, part of the agreement is you have to upload that back into the Sample Bank store so that it's available for download, just like on iTunes and things like that.
Sure.
And now bands can set up their profile and have other music up there as well that they can buy.
Interesting.
But really, it's powered by the samples. And so, we launched in beta. We've had just a few people upload some samples to test stuff out, and it's really exciting. There's some cool stuff we're going to be able to do with the system.
Interesting. So there's I put up a sample, I get my spoons up, and I
Yeah.
bang them on my knee, I record that, I can upload that to the Sample Bank.
Yep.
BMW is doing a new initiative on the new car, and so they think that's a cool sample. They pay $99, they download it, they add it to their commercial. Do I, as the artist, get anything from that?
No, there's no residuals.
Okay.
It's just the $99. It's
So I would get that $99.
You get 67 of the $99.
I get 67.
67.
Okay, one-time fee.
Pay out well. Yeah.
I get back $67.
Yep.
Does that sample, is that lost then to BMW?
No, that sample stays up.
Okay, that stays up there.
Just like stock photo.
Okay.
Like how many times you've been on our website, you see like the three people at a meeting.
Yes.
At a business table.
And then the same people.
And then they're all over the place. And that's okay.
They're busy people.
They sure are. That's a lot of meetings to go to. But I mean, that's all right, right?
Okay,
so,
sure.
Especially like in the early '90s when like half the hip hop and rap songs had a baby crying in them.
Sure.
It wasn't the same baby, but it's the exact same, right?
Makes sense.
And you hit trends like that. So your spoons could be the next trend in commercials or in.
I am going to work on that.
There you go.
Just now.
So yeah, you can upload that, and we're also working on an initiative to have a mobile app so that you can record on the go.
Anywhere you are. That makes sense.
Record, upload. Yeah, it's phenomenal, right? A police car, fire engine flies by, and you grab that siren, you grab your mobile device, record on the fly.
Interesting.
Upload it right into the system, and away you go.
Why isn't everything mobile? Why is it like, oh, we're going to make a mobile now of that? Why? Everyone talks about. Everyone's computer now. You just carry it with you.
Yeah.
Whether it's this, whether it's the phone, whether it's a netbook, you carry it with you. Why aren't products, and I guess they are, right? There's a lot of products that are coming out just as for example, like an iPhone app or an Android app. Why, I guess, are we seeing this transition a lot now that, you know what, products are going to be made and it's going to be made strictly for mobile before it even gets on the web?
I think it depends on the function.
Okay.
You know, like websites should be for all platforms.
Okay.
That should be fine.
Whether you're on a tablet or a phone or whatever.
Exactly. They should be responsive. They should work.
Yeah.
I think for specific apps, like for us, recording a sample.
Yeah.
Well, there's some hardware things you have to think about. You have to talk to the device, set up the mic, record the levels, do all that stuff, and then bring it down.
Yeah.
All of that has to happen pretty quickly, and it has to be native to the device.
Yeah.
You can't just say, record, and it doesn't.
Sure.
So that's where the function dictates that it's a mobile app versus just an open website.
Wow.
And I think that's what it comes down to.
So we have like 5 minutes only left in the show.
Holy
Okay,
cow.
so I wanted to talk to you. You haven't, one of the things that I have mentioned to you every time you come up with an idea is I said, oh man, you got to protect this. You got to go in and copyright this. You got to get a patent on this. And you always go, forget it.
Yeah.
You know, what are your thoughts on patents?
Well, I mean, there's big patents. I mean, Google just bought Motorola.
Motorola, yeah.
And everybody's saying that's for the patents, like we were talking about before.
Yeah.
I think most of those are for hardware patents over software patents.
Sure.
Software patents are a completely different story. I mean, like RIM gets sued, whatever, every other day. Apple's getting sued all the time because people say, well, geez, I have a patent for that. And there's these terrible firms that just buy up patents and have them.
Yeah.
They're not going to do anything with them
until
somebody else does something that's remotely close, and then they'll sue them. So there's dumb patents on like clicking a buy now button.
Yeah.
That's patented by somebody.
Yeah.
And they'll just go out and sue people. And that's just ridiculous. Actually, there was a great show on This American Life.
Okay.
It's a podcast you can download from National Public Radio or Public Radio International or something like that.
They should download that after they download this.
After they download this.
Yeah, xconnect the show.
They should go on iTunes and search for This American Life and search for patents.
Okay.
There was a really interesting show about patents that talks about just how ridiculous the entire system is.
Yeah.
Really what it comes down to is it doesn't protect you. There are people who you can get around patents all the time.
Yeah.
And it gets to be a way for lawyers to make money. And I mean there's definitely a use for patents.
Sure.
For software I think it's a bit
it's a bit silly.
It's a bit silly.
So you're not looking to like patent props or pulse or sample bank.
I mean, if people can replicate it all the time, right?
Yeah.
As soon as you launch it, whether you use the same code or not, people can replicate the idea.
Sure.
And then it comes down to implementation.
Yeah.
But I think that happens, right?
Yeah.
I mean, MySpace, Friendster, Facebook, they're all essentially the same. It's just which one works better. And Facebook won.
True.
Granted, he's getting sued all the time too. Those twins, they just won't go away. So I mean, I think there's a place for it, but you just have to be. You can't rest all your hopes on that.
Yeah.
You have to build something or have a good idea, implement it, and then go from there.
Interesting. So finally, I guess this is one of the first public forums that I would admit that you want to bet. You know, we had a very friendly bet last month about Google Plus.
Right.
And so it didn't go as huge and massive as I thought it would in 1 month.
You thought it would be bigger than Facebook in a month.
Yes, in a month.
In a month.
And I was close. And actually, you misunderstood me.
Oh, okay.
I said after a month, Google Plus would be bigger than Facebook was after a month.
Oh,
yeah. So
you
there's
kind of forgot that part.
Misunderstanding there.
Yeah, of course.
But what are your thoughts about that as one of the newer social platforms?
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't really use it much.
Yeah.
It was exciting when I got my first invite and could get on there, and everybody was like, "Wow, I'm Google Plus and about Google Plus." Okay, great. I don't actually spend that much time on Facebook now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to leave Facebook simply because I have a lot of people, and my network on Facebook is large. My network on Google Plus is still small because I believe it's still private. Not everybody has access to it yet.
True.
Once they open it up, there's going to be tons of people on it.
Yeah.
I don't really see the special value of it yet.
Okay.
I really like the idea of circles because of segmentation. You can message the people you want to message. I think that's really interesting. There's a lot that can be done with that, and I think it'll be an interesting platform as it grows. I'll definitely keep on it and keep watching it, but I think it was a little bit of a stretch to say it would be as big as Facebook. I mean, 700 million is nothing to laugh at.
Well, soon.
And
they're at 25, 30 million now?
Probably. And all they have to do, you're right. What you were banking on is if they would just flip the switch and open it to everybody.
Open up to everybody.
Account, and then it's whatever. Like
you automatically have one. So awesome. Hey, listen, thanks a lot.
Thank you
for coming by. I know you're very, very busy.
Well,
doing stuff with Big Time, doing stuff with all your projects, and I know you and I, we've got some things on the go.
We sure do.
As well, so we'll chat more about that. But thank you for stopping by. Thank you guys for watching, for listening, for participating. Did anyone ask any questions or anything? No comments? Awesome. So we're going to end it off here, but again, I need to thank people, obviously. Number one, I need to thank Hearth TV. So go to hearth.tv. Is that right, Sean? Go to hearth.tv and see all the cool things that the Hearth community is up to. And probably the coolest thing that they are up to is this show right here. But they are also involved with an initiative with their big brother, B Notions, with an initiative happening at the end of October called Android TO. Go check it out. If you're an Android, and October 26th, AndroidTO.com. If you're an enthusiast, if you're into technology, you need to be there. Get your ticket today while it's still at the early bird price of $75 Canadian. I know that's a little bit expensive for you Americans that are watching, but it's going to be an awesome day there. So anyone else have to thank? No? But we also have an event happening in September as well. It's going to be the biggest thing. It's happening right after the second biggest film festival, TIFF. It's called Film Connect. It's going to be happening on September the 29th at the ING Cafe at Yonge, just south of Dundas. And you can get your ticket at bit.ly/Film Connect. Yes, it is, right? All right, bit.ly/Film Connect. So thank you, everyone, for watching. We will chat with you soon. Over and out. Bye-bye.